We are going to be working on shades of meaning today, which is very similar to the context clues you did yesterday. We're just going to be a little more specific, figuring out when to use each word and why. Is shades of meaning. Shades of meaning is when you distinguish the shades of meaning among related words that describe states of mind or degrees of certainty. For example, here it says knew, believed, suspected, heard, and each time it's getting stronger and stronger. When you're looking at this, context clues are going to help you figure out what a meaning of a word is if you don't know what it means. But shades of meaning, you're probably going to know what the word is. We just have to figure out which is the right choice. When you're thinking about shades of meaning, you're going to be focusing a lot on picking the word that is just right. Because even though the words mean the same thing, we have to make sure we're making the right choice. It might be a literal meaning, which is that all of them mean happy, but the emotional meaning makes a difference. So one might show that you're very happy, and one might show that you're the happiest you've ever been. So it's important to look at both of those different meanings and then using our strategies from context clues, choosing which word truly. Now, we're going to go over some ways to choose the word that is just right. Although both are correct, there is a stronger, more intense, specific word. Williams wanted to be honest, but still impress his friends. So he told them that the fancy shoes he was wearing were inexpensive or cheap. We have to decide which one of these is the very best choice, which one is more descriptive. I believe inexpensive is a little more descriptive, and it's helping me really get a clear image in my head of it just not costing a lot, as to where cheap might make me imagine other things. Let's try another one. Clarice blank science so much that she can talk about it for hours and hours. Clarice appreciates or adores. One of these words is a little more descriptive, a little more intense. I'm going to go with adore. Adores means that she loves it and is passionate about it, not just that she is grateful and likes it. So it gives me a great idea of the student and why she talks about it hours and hours on end. The next one is the sight of green beans makes Brooklyn and Ellery's gag. They blank them. So we need to think of the best choice. Which word is just right? They dislike them or they despise them. The stronger word choice here is despise. That means try another one. Rady thought his best friend's cat had lost too much weight. Hoping not to be too negative, Landon told him that the cat looked, and we are choosing between skinny or little, trying to think which word gives us the best imagery, which one is related to the context. We are thinking about weight. Our best choice is skinny because little could mean that it's still a kitten or that it's smaller than another cat, but we need to relate it back to weight. The next one is the sight of green beans makes Brooklyn and Ellery's gag. They blank them. So we need to think of the best choice. Which word is just right? They dislike them or they despise them. The stronger word choice here is despise. Despise means that they really do not like green beans, not just what they smell like or what they look like, but they despise them so much so it makes them gag. Now that we have practiced choosing just the right word, a big reason why we choose it is because it is a strong word. So we're going to take a look at some weak and some strong words to figure out, even though they mean the same thing, which one is actually a better choice. So our examples: told, that's weak, kind of boring, but then I can make it strong and interesting saying ordered. Our second example is screamed. That just expresses how someone is speaking, but it's much stronger if I say shouted. That expresses how intense that person is screaming. Now we're going to think of an example ourselves. I could use said, and then I need a strong example. How can I describe this a little bit better? What if I spoke like this? Here are several different words, and we're going to try to figure out, are these weak words or are they strong? Can we find a better word that still means the same thing to describe this? Ran. I'm going to say ran is weak because there is better ways to describe how someone ran. Our next word is walked. Is walked weak or is it strong? I do think it's okay, but I'm still going to put weak. We could describe it saying strolled. That's a little bit stronger. Jogged. I know what jog means. Now I'm trying to figure out, is it weak or is it strong? What are other synonyms for this word? Actually, I'm going to put strong because I could just say ran, and that seems pretty weak. But jogged is describing in a little more detail the speed of that person running. Next up is moved. Is moved strong or is it weak? Can I think of other words that would describe this? Ran, sprinted, and slithered are better ways to describe how someone or something moved. Looked. Can I think of a stronger way to describe looked? I can, so I'm going to say this is weak. And finally, glared. Is this strong or is this weak? Can I envision something? And is it specific enough? I'm going to say yes. Glared is a very strong descriptive word describing how someone looks at someone. Now we're going to take those same exact words and put them into groups to figure out, is it the literal meaning of those words that puts them in the group, or is it the emotional meaning that decides if they are weak or strong words? Now that the words are in their two categories, we can see that there are some words that have similar meanings but are in different categories, like looked and glared and ran and jogged. Another way to figure out which word is the best choice is to rank them, because even though they have the same meaning, knowing which one is weaker and which one is stronger will help you figure out which better matches whatever you're reading or writing. Unhappy, angry, furious. Unhappy is simple and weak. Furious helps us imagine what that person is truly feeling, the intent of their anger. Our next set of words only has two, silly and funny, and that's because I want us to think of a third word that really describes this in better detail. Hilarious. This really gives us an idea of just how silly, just how funny. This is a strong word. Our next set of words is not numbered because I want us to rank them, 1 being the weakest and 3 being the strongest. Nibbled, ate, gobbled. Out of those 3 words, which one do we think is the weakest, the most simple? Ate. Then nibbled and gobbled. While these both mean to eat, one is very small bites, gobbled is huge bites. So I'm going to say nibbled, and then gobbled as our strongest use. I've reviewed together a few different ways for you to figure out shades of meaning, whether that be ranking them, figuring out if they're weak or strong, or thinking of synonyms. So now I want you to try it. How many words can we think of that are stronger than just the word big? I started us off with enormous. Now I want you to think of one and comment below with a word that you can think that also means big, but is stronger.